Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J and Arjun, streaming live coast to coast and across the globe, of course. MA is with us today. Shalom, MA. Of course, MA would be with us because MA is a Super Bowl on Sava. And Dr. J, it may not be an Uber Bowl, but I am a bull. And I do have my theory about the probe. I know it's not a good thing to be investigated by the DOJ to begin with. Bad enough SEC could be after you, but the DOJ or the FDA investigate. But when you have DOJ probe, that's serious. But serious, I'm not saying it's not serious, but what they could only be guilty of is preclinical fabrication. And they can't be guilty of fudging phase 2 results of the data, I don't think. I think there's a CRO involved, and I never heard of any phase 2 results being fudged. Have you?
Not that I can think of. I mean, yeah, you hear this crap too much in bios. I mean, they just pile on, like you're saying. The shorts are the criminals.
Yeah, I really think so. MA is all over them. He's calling them criminals. I tend to agree with him.
Yeah.
I do think there's a possibility that some of the slides were altered by the CUNY scientists. Look, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But even if that's the case, let's say the preclinical stuff was fudged a little. The clinical phase 1 and phase 2 trials were spectacular. The data in phase 2 supported not only the stopping of the halting of symptoms of Alzheimer's, but reversal of cognitive function, improvement in cognitive function. So, yeah. So my feeling is any dip in Sava, I think it's all BS, a big short attack. That's what I think it is. Of course, I could be wrong. As always, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. Run everything past your advisor before acting. But I personally have not sold a single share. So that I can feel good about my position. I think I'm right, but I always think I'm right.
Yeah.
For that matter.
I would have to own it to sell it.
Yeah.
Or actually, it seems like you don't have to own it to sell it. You just short it. But
Andrew's happy to see you, Arjun.
Nice. Yeah, it's good to be back.
You got some compliments yesterday on your charting on Monday as well.
That's good. I'm glad.
Naeed is with us Naeed is with us from where? It's not Salt Lake City, but outside of somewhere around there.
Hello.
Pete is with us. We're not going to go down the list of taking attendance, but I did want to just divert before we chart. Can we just talk Scherzer versus Herman, Game 2 of Mets Yankees?
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk it. Yeah, yesterday Judge went deep. He's going to have a harder time going deep today against Scherzer.
Scherzer's not looking invincible, but he's looking damn good.
Yeah, he's still a top 5 starter that I would want if it was a do or die game. That's how I see it.
I know he went ahead of one of the pitchers for all-time strikeouts just the other day.
Yeah, him and Verlander are just different. Yeah. They're different. Those two, I would bet my life on them in one game.
Yeah, that's true. If you really need, when the chips are down, you take either one of them.
Yeah, throwing 98 at that age, it's amazing.
Yeah. All right, so I'll let you chart without further ado. Marco marking himself present because he heard me talking about taking attendance.
Mark. It's good to see so many of the usual folks keep coming on. You
want to take over on the charting, please?
I'm sharing. I think you just have to. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, so The Fed had their FOMC today, and it was, I think it was pretty obvious what was going to happen, but that doesn't make it any less important. They raised 75 points. I think some people were calling for 100, some people were calling for 50, but it was a unanimous 75-point hike. And I don't think anybody was really surprised by that. But what's nice to see, there's things that are nice about that and things that are not nice about that on the chart. Dr. J and I were talking earlier, and you can see this close that happened on June 9th, 401.44. You can see today that gap closed for the first time since, that's almost 45 days ago.
That's significant.
That is significant. But then the part that I don't like is we didn't close up near the high. Instead, we went there and then we pulled back a little. So similar to what
was the close below the gap fill?
It was.
That I don't like.
That's not good. Yeah, it closed at 466. I wanted to see it close at 401.44. So basically what I'm looking at here, the thing I like, the 9-day crossed above the 50. You still have a pretty good close, but yeah, I wanted to see that gap fill and hold. And so similar to what I said Monday, in my opinion, I wouldn't be super bullish yet that we can get back up to the 200-day, which is up at 434. I still see it as pretty much even odds that we make a new low versus go up there. I don't have strong conviction either way.
What would signal a true reversal for the bottom to me? If it goes below 462 intraday and closes above 462, above the old low. And that would, to me, put in a strong double bottom, which I think the market needs.
Oh, the 362. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, 362.
Yeah. 462, then.
No, I meant 362.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're right that would, because then let's say you chop around here and then you make, that would be a really nice W that would form. I think I agree with that. But as of right now, if someone forced me to make a prediction, I think it's more likely we go to revisit or take out the low versus go up to the 200-day. But I don't have strong conviction. I don't think anybody at this point should have strong conviction on SPY.
No, we're going to wait for the market to tell us. That's all.
Yeah. So tread carefully, nibble on deals, but I'm not buying gobs of shares of anything these days. And another reason I think that's true, so that's one tell that we would double bottom at 362. Another tell, I want to see a capitulation day on the VIX, and we still haven't really gotten that. Like the VIX, you can see it's been slowly creeping up, slowly creeping down, up, down, kind of yo-yoing. The one thing I noticed today, every time the VIX goes below the 200-day recently, you can see it's pretty brief. I don't love that. So I think there's a pretty solid chance that within a week or two, we get a spike here rather than a continued decay.
You want to break one of the higher lows. You want to close lower than one of those higher lows.
Yeah. Because it seems like the VIX is basically consolidating, is what I see.
You want to draw that trend line in?
Yeah, because on the VIX you see higher lows and lower highs, and that really doesn't tell you much until that trend breaks, like you said. How's that?
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful trend line.
Yeah, and then you can see if you go up here, you get your lower highs also. So I think it's just kind of converging. It'll bounce around, and then I think the market bottoms when VIX goes above 40.
I'm not sure on the upside when it bottoms, but I think when it breaks at least one of those higher lows, that's a requirement to me.
Yeah, the only reason I say that, I was reading some stuff about how the VIX the market's never bottomed with VIX below 40.
Okay.
So, I mean, that doesn't mean it has to continue to be the case, but just interesting. And
The VIX has never been above 40 since our sell-off.
no, it got to 38.94.
Uh-huh. Look,
And
I wouldn't put that much faith in that data. I don't doubt the data, but it's a small sample size.
yeah. And we actually got a really interesting comment from Chukmeka. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, but yeah,
Mika.
Mika. Yeah, he's noticing the pattern of Fed rate increase followed by fake rally and then a crash. I see that as one possibility of what's going to happen the next week or two. So yeah, I would just be careful. That's all.
It's always wise to be careful.
Yeah. So you wanted to look at ETH. Let's look at the ETH. Interesting day on ETH.
ETH is Ethereum for those who don't know.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts here? I don't have a whole lot to say.
My thoughts is it was tremendously oversold. We put in a solid bottom that you can draw a straight line through.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. That makes a lot of sense. I think, okay. Yeah, something like that. Double bottom that's on the way up. Yeah, I mean, I like that the 9 crossed through the 50. And then, yeah, you want to get out of this range. You could argue this is like a little cup, maybe a handle forming. Maybe this breaks the handle. Yeah, who knows?
Or you could also argue that I think there's a gap up off the at one point over the last 4 trading days ago, we gapped up. Is that right?
Yeah, we gapped up and then we filled that down.
So MA like this, it looks like an island reversal where we consolidated at the bottom and now bouncing up.
Yeah, I think this chart says up is slightly more likely than down. The reason I say that is I like that island pattern. I like that cup with a nice little handle. If we see continuation, if we break 1225, 1227, make a new high, close above that, then we're talking. Then we can go try to attack.
Are you kidding? This can go all the way up to fill the gap. You see that big gap?
Oh, of course. I like intermediate targets,
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, sure. Here's what I'll say. If we get a couple closes above 1227, I'll buy some of this.
I'm super uber bullish ETHE.
I love it. This is a good chart.
Yeah.
I like it. And
I'm also I'm not super uber bullish, but I am bullish Sava from my opening remarks.
Yeah. And this even looks, I like this better when you zoom out, actually, because where it made this bottom makes a lot of sense. It's just a lot going on at that key level. Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic here.
And this portends well for all of crypto space.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's look at Sava, and then we'll look at my couple of my oil and tanker plays, and then we'll enjoy our Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, you've already said everything that needs to be said about the fundamental story here, but I think, let me clear all the drawings just because this is so messy. Yeah, I think this has to be looked on a longer time frame.
It was not as bad as it should have been, considering a DOJ criminal probe. It should have been a 50% haircut from the close.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Yeah, and what I do like is that it very quickly was down at 1384 and then bounced up real quick. I
Yeah,
mean,
so it was at the worst, it was down about 35%.
yeah, and the thing I like about that is like you never like to see these new lows, but the candle is not the candle in a best case scenario is an island candle or two.
I think that it was a gift for those who don't have a position to get in.
Yeah,
It was also a gift to those who were short and smart enough to cover today.
absolutely. But yeah, I think this can get back to this 20 level pretty easily, and then from there, what I'd like to see is just let's get this range bound again. Let's get this 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And let's make this an anomaly. I think it's a pretty good risk reward from the chart and from what you're saying.
Yeah, I just feel that there's no matter what you have, no matter what you may or may not prove about the preclinical studies,
Yeah,
you're not going to change my mind about the phase 2 data, which was very strong.
yeah,
And that's what matters the most to me. And I kind of suspect that no criminal liability
yeah.
on the part of management. But that's just my suspicion. I mean, DOJ must have a reason to investigate, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Dr. J is bullish Sava, and I am bullish Sava from the chart. So I like having a small position here and see what happens.
Sure.
So now let's go to one of my big winners recently. I've been calling this one since the 11s or the 10s even, and this has just been a wonderful, wonderful ride so far. I hope people have been able to get in. But let me draw this trend line that I always have to redraw. I don't know why it always takes it away from me. But yeah, something like that. It's been in this really nice channel for a long time. Let's just.
What are we talking about? PBR here?
PBR. It's been in a nice channel. We've discussed there's some political risks here, but today they actually halted the trading on this briefly to put out a PR that, in my opinion, de-risked that a bit. It gave the board members a bit more ownership over the pricing of oil in Brazil and basically made it a little bit more predictable going forward, less government meddling intervention. I couldn't read it super clearly because I can't read Portuguese. I was mostly just translating. But
okay.
Today, from people that I follow that like this, they said today was neutral to bullish. So, and on the chart, the thing I like a lot is, well, first of all, the fundamentals. Earnings are coming out today or tomorrow. I forget which. They're going to announce another dividend. Their last dividend was $1.75. You can do the math. That's for 1 quarter. I'm not saying it's going to be $1.75 every quarter, but oil was trading higher than it was during their last earnings. So I think you can expect something between $1.50 and $2.50 is my prediction. Big payout. I like the chart because it took back that 50-day, that 200-day. So now I'm looking for this to run. I think this is it's a company that I have pretty strong conviction in. And
as long as it keeps above that channel, why not?
Yeah, and right, it's. I was talking about it down here where the risk reward was better.
Yeah,
but you still got some upside, I think.
It's still looking pretty good in terms of risk reward.
Yeah, maybe you'll bump your head on 1370 where it starts to get, but then if you break through that, I think this can make a run to the top of that channel. Let's say $16, which is not too bad. And on that note, I have been slowly building a position here. This is a tanker. This is a shipping play, but it's tankers. And look at that chart. That is something that is hard to find these days. It's a really, really nice upsloping channel. You can see that 9-week moving average has been strong support. You had this one anomalous sell-off, but then it quickly regained it. And the thing I really like about this, I think this is a classic cup and handle kind of formation where you basically... Oh, okay. Yeah, I was talking to them about Scorpio tankers. Yeah, I was talking to them about Scorpio tankers. Basically, I think here, this had a nice pullback, and that, I mean, I know I'm using cup and handle a lot on these charts, but this one I think also has that general look where from 2020 to now, nice cup, pulled back, and then it made a new high. So I think now that it's made this new high, it can ride this 9-week trend line up. I like the fundamentals here. I like the company. I like the chart.
It also looks like a double top.
I think it already busted through the double top.
Well,
so 41.
The way you drew it, it doesn't look like it busted through, or maybe just a drop.
Well, which one are you? You're looking at this line up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's trading comfortably above it right now. I mean, you want to see where the week closes. That's for sure.
I'm talking about the recent high. That's a double top.
But look at this week's high.
Yeah, this week's high is a double top.
Where's the other top?
To your left.
Here?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, so we're already trading above that by $1.
Not much. Did it close the week above that?
We'll see.
Yeah, that's important. That if it closes a week above that, that's significant.
Oh, certainly. No, I'm not saying this is foolproof by any means. I guess what I'm saying is, to me, it looks a lot more like a chart that is trying to bust higher than one that's double.
But if it closes below that other high by Friday, then not so sure.
Yep, that's very fair. But I like the company a lot. They're making gobs of money. They're paying dividends. It's another one where, because of what I know about the company, I tend to think higher rather than lower. But we'll see. It's just it's an interesting one.
It's a two-way sword right now, two-edged sword.
Yeah, but just one I wanted
sword.
people
whatever the expression is, double-edged sword.
Yeah. Regardless, I agree. It's not a buy at these highs. I think you got to wait, let it chop around, and prove its strength.
Yeah.
But I think we've done enough, so I'll stop.
Thanks very much, Arjun. You did fabulous. You're a better charter than me, and I appreciate you coming on.
I don't know about that. I learned how to chart from you, so how can I be better?
So I love when my students exceed expectations and go beyond me. All right, everybody, have a great day. Dr. J called this rally today, but tomorrow I'm not so sure. I don't like the way the SPY closed. We might get a little pullback Thursday, maybe tomorrow, that is. Amazon earnings coming out could be an excuse to take profits. Adios, amigos.
Full disclosure, I bought a couple SPY shorts today, so I agree.
All right, okay. Good. Take care, everybody. Bye.
See ya.